Oh, hi. This is Four Guys Play Games. Today we're going through a speed run of Bloodborne. And as you can see, I just started the game. And I'm going to be running through as fast as I can while still doing as much as I can. So what that looks like is I'm going to be killing every boss.
In a normal amount of time, but it is a speed run.
But it is a speed run.
One thing I just want to point out quickly is that Jamarcus isn't with us tonight. He actually he's trying to get to the spirit realm to get his parents back that he gambled for his mom's birthday. So just like last week, all donations this week will be going to Jamarcus's mom's birthday. Jamarquette.
So, Ambros, can you just give us a little description of what is going on right now?
Like, this game is so new, I don't even know what's happening right now.
So right now we're in Notre Dame. This is the Hunchback. So right now, this is actually the first boss of the game. He's just holding a big brick.
One really cool thing about this is... oh, sorry, go ahead.
One thing I want to note, whenever I die, that's actually on purpose, just to advance further into the death part of the game, because every time you die, it actually counts it onto your death count on the game. So one part of the speedrun is to actually have deaths as a part of it. So it's a bit of a different take on a speedrun, but that's just how I like to do it.
And another cool thing is it kind of comes full circle because Jamarcus's parents could potentially be dead. So when we play these, we don't really care about dying because we're just trying to promote, the life of his parents.
And you know what? I mean, what's so wrong about being dead anyway?
Could be worse.
Could be worse. You could be alive and have no limbs.
Can I just quote something from one of my favorite films? I believe it was in Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone, that Hermione said, "Could be worse, we could be expelled."
Which is funny because they cast spells.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meaning they wouldn't be able to cast a spell.
Expelled?
Yeah.
Because they cast spells. Okay, so there's a little lore there. And actually, this game draws a lot off of the Harry Potter series.
Yeah. One thing you'll notice...
Purposeful death, once again.
When he goes to the hub world, that's actually the Hogwarts hub world, because we have the Harry Potter mod, so you can just download that at 4guyswhogame.com/WordPress in the mods folder just to download that Hogwarts mod. It's really cool. Yeah. Really cool. Bloodborne looks totally different without it.
So we have some guests with us today. We have, over here, we have Carl.
Hey guys. What's going on?
So, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Oh. It
Say
was...
Bloodborne,
No, it's definitely, did you ever have the SNES? Or the Genesis? It was Home Alone. My favorite video game of all time. I played that every day. It was insane.
Can you just kind of express to us some of the lore behind what goes on? We're at Four Guys Play Games. We're very much into the lore, hence why we're playing such a rich and a diverse story game such as Bloodborne. Can you just kind of go into the lore of Home Alone?
Yeah. So, probably my favorite thing about the lore of Home Alone was how lonely it can get, and how empty you feel when you're playing as Kevin.
The same emptiness he felt when his parents disappeared.
Yeah, they don't even explain it in the game. They just disappear, and yeah.
I've heard that movie is actually based off of ancient Irish folklore.
Have you?
Ambros, you know quite a bit about some Irish folklore, correct?
That is correct. I only play games that is based off of Irish folklore, and this game actually is one of them. You see that burning body on there? It is said that that the Irish, whenever they had a festival day, they would tie up all of the women and children that were born on January 1st. And
Which was a lot, I believe, right?
yeah, and the festival is actually on January the 2nd.
Possible have sex on New Year's.
So on January the 2nd, they would tie a whole bag full of bodies onto a pole, and
That's just the consequences of unprotected sex.
exactly.
Amen. Amen.
So I want to read out this next donation sponsored to you by Trojan Condoms. Speaking of Ireland, this is William from Ireland. Guys, I love it when four guys get together to play games. It's a lot of fun to watch four guys play brand new games that definitely haven't come out 3 years ago. Jamarcus, I hope that your mom has a great birthday wherever she is. Thank you, William. We'll be sure to pass that on to him when he returns from the spirit realm. That doesn't matter. 50% goes to Trojan. That's all you need to know.
Okay, so we have another guest here with us today. His name is Lenny. And he actually hails all the way from South Wales. You can tell by his accent.
G'day.
All right.
South Wales, New Zealand, of course.
All right, we're going to go back.
Kenny or Lenny. What he does.
Back to the gameplay.
We'll get some input from Lenny later.
So as you can see, I actually skipped the first boss, and I'm heading my way to the second boss. In proper speedrun fashion, that's just what you want to do. You want to skip as many bosses as possible.
That's true.
In the beginning of the game, and then come back to them.
Contrary to what you said at the beginning of the video, where you're going to beat all the bosses.
He's a pretty, last minute kind of guy, so I think he's just going to play a last minute kind of game.
Can I just say something I really appreciate about Ambros is that he's just one of those guys who just gets it done.
Whether it's fast or slow, speedruns are always legendary, and it's really good to have you playing.
It's really not about how fast you get it done in a speedrun. It's just about getting it done.
You know what?
In a matter of time, really.
And really, it's all just about having fun.
As long as you look speedy.
So if you look fast,
well, that's the thing here, because
Are you googling a Wales accent?
As you, like you were saying, it doesn't really matter how fast it is as long as it's fast, which is why his character is running right now, and that's because he has the running mod installed, which is a really cool kind of aftermarket little technique you can get. So your speedrun, that'll increase your speedrun a lot if you actually run. So
where can I find that?
You can go to 4guyswhogame /WordPress and just hit the mods folder and you'll find it in there. I promise. Uploaded it myself today.
That was
/WordPress.com. Don't forget it.
Hey, Carl, can you just kind of express a bit more about the lore behind Home Alone and kind of your feelings just towards the whole game?
Yeah, my feelings towards I love it when I'm home alone and two men come unannounced.
Yeah, that's a really good part of the game, and really the feelings behind that really tug true, even especially during the holiday season. And this is kind of a Valentine's Day special video that we're doing for you guys, so we're just really feeling the love here.
That's right.
So as you can see, I'm going up the ladder, and And one thing that you can do when you're going down the ladder is instead of going down the ladder, it's much faster to just jump down to the next ledge. But as you can see here, when I jump down, I do lose a lot of health.
As you can see,
As I jump down, I will lose a lot of health. But just to show you guys the technique,
I want to see this.
you do go a lot faster than going down the ladder.
Maybe
So
I can use this in Home Alone. That was a lot faster.
there we go. As you can
there
see,
we go.
I cut my time down by like at least 10 seconds.
And it's cool because there was no wasted time explaining that how that works. So really, you might even beat your world record tonight, which is really cool. Beating the game and the DLC with all mods installed in under an hour and a half. So I think it's pretty ambitious, but I mean, as long as the donations keep coming, I think we can do it.
Speaking of donations, I just got a ring in that we have another sponsorship.
That's right. For Valentine's Day, our next sponsorship donation is from Durex. The best a man could get. This is from Charles P. Whitaker from Durex. He's donating $2 million to 4 Guys Who Game. There's nothing like a bearskin condom that brings me closer than the 4 Guys Who Game. I hope you guys bust through all other speed runs.
And really, busting through is what we're all about here at 4 Guys Play Games. As you can see on the screen, I'll be fortifying my weapon. I guess not today, but one day I'll be fortifying my weapon, and then I'll be busting through all of the enemies.
That's right. Just like Charles P. Whitaker just bust through his wallet, his Trojan wallet. I mean, Durex. We're going to lose all the money. I'm so sorry. Do you want to tell us about a bloodstone chunk?
Yeah. The bloodstone chunk is the big chunk that you use near the end of the game after you've upgraded your weapon by quite a bit. So really the lore behind it is that in Ireland, whenever they saw blood on a stone, they would say that's not just a stone, that's a chunk.
A bloodstone.
Yeah. So really, in Ireland, they don't really have stones. They just call all of them chunks.
Okay.
There's a man in a wheelchair.
You know what?
He
This
had
game
cancer.
includes all types of people, including the disabled. So we're just going to,
Props to From Software.
honestly, including everyone in this game.
Don't
Even
dodge
the-
this guy. Kill him. It's part of the speed run.
Is it?
Yeah,
All right.
you have to. It's part of the speed run.
So I know it's kind of hard to put you in the position of the character, but if you were in this game, what's going through your mind right now as you're the character?
Oh shit!
You know, as I'm the character, you know, I'm holding my axe in one hand and the gun in the other. I'm just saying, bring it on. I gotta be home by supper time, so
And if you complete the speed run, you know, maybe even get some dessert.
You know what I mean?
And really, with helpful sponsorship, I think I could get a pretty good lunch from all the helpful sponsors. So thank you very much, guys.
Oh wow!
Indiana
What we have here, yes,
This is the
exactly.
ball mod.
Yeah, it's the Indiana Jones mod, and basically they just, they take a scene from a movie, any Lucasfilm movie actually, and they throw it into Bloodborne, which is really cool, I think. So we might even get a little bit of AT-AT Walker action in the next level, which is really cool.
It reminds me of our next sponsorship.
Carl's reading them out.
Yeah, it's Trojan's new line. It's called anti-chlamydia. That when your balls are on fire, give them a good rub.
Here's a good description right here on the screen.
Yeah, look at this. He's doing it right now.
As you can see, he's about to axe his nuts, but he wore
But
Trojan
he won't
bears
have to anymore because of the anti-chlamydia line.
That's right.
It's released.
I didn't actually know this game had cutscenes. Is this the cutscenes mod?
It is the cutscene mod.
Where do you get that?
Beasts all over the shop. That's actually a reference to Trojan condoms.
Really?
Yes.
But I'm still curious, where do you get the cutscene mod?
You can go to 4guyswhogame.wordpress.com and you can just hit the mods folder and that's where you're going to find it.
Yeah.
/wordpress.com. So, I have a question for you. Is this the guy that was in the wheelchair at the beginning? He just got up and was pretending to be disabled.
You know what? Actually, at
Or what
the end of the
anti-chlamydia
game,
is.
you find out that everybody is actually the guy in the wheelchair.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm the guy in the wheelchair. He's the guy in the wheelchair. The guys outside that I was fighting before is the guy in the wheelchair. The people from the very beginning of the game, they're also the guy in the wheelchair, and the doll that you level up with, he's also the guy in the wheelchair.
Okay.
So
So it's like a Holy Trinity kind of.
So what do you think of that practice that people are doing that like it's trending lately? That people pretend to be disabled and then they're actually not. What do you think of that? Like coming from a socioeconomic standpoint, what do you think of that?
you know what? You really can't say who is disabled and who isn't, because really there's no evidence, and really you can't define disability.
So you know
So
what I do when I see a guy who's blind on the street? I pretend I'm gonna kick him in the face. If he reacts, I know he's faking it.
Yeah, you just got
Exactly.
hired by the city of Winnipeg to do that.
Yeah,
Really
I've,
proud of you.
it's been, it's been an emotional.
This next donation is actually from Walter from the city of Winnipeg.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah. Four Guys Who Game, love your content. Hope we can see more of Jamarcus once he gets out of the spirit realm. I hope this $30 goes to his mom's birthday. We'll be sure it gets to
Oh
him.
yeah, I'll sing for him.
Yeah.
He actually did end up kicking a blind guy in the face.
Wait, you did?
He did.
Oh.
But it was an honest mistake.
Okay, we're just going to get some commentary here from our good friend Lenny again from South Wales.
Hello there.
All right.
I'm seeing a video game, so there's not a lot to say. It's more the
First time meeting
the
this
story is in his eyes. Really, if you just look into his eyes for a moment while he's watching the game,
You know,
it really tells what's going on.
it really does. My family didn't believe in the internet growing up, and the only thing that I had was a Game Boy that I smuggled into my room at night, and that got me in a lot of trouble.
Which is had Home Alone on it, right?
Yeah.
Home Alone.
Don't get me
There was another game. It had Cars. I don't know.
Was it
Stop Pixar's Cars.
Pixar's Cars? I think that was...
from 1995.
Just Cars?
Just Cars.
just cause.
Just Cars.
Just Cars.
Yeah, Just Cars.
Just Cars.
That'll be Cars 4. Just Cars.
So that has been Lenny from South Wales. You can tell because of his accent.
Thank you.
You can tell because they talk differently than us because they're from places that are older and a bit strange. So as you can tell, when somebody has an accent, actually the lore behind it is that they're from a place different from us here. So
You know, you really just can't trust us. You
Can
can't.
you
And
tell
that's-
us where you are right now in the game? We
This
haven't
is-
seen this location once at all yet.
this is the hunter's dream, and this is the doll that you really don't want to mess with her. Otherwise, come on. Otherwise, she'll.
Wait,
she'll
shooter again?
she'll not spawn anymore.
And if we're doing a speedrun, we need all the spawns we can get. Which we are doing a speedrun just for our viewers for this live stream.
No one ever said you can't die in a speedrun.
That's true.
That's the point. The
It's-
point is to die as much as we can, as fast as we can.
It's not about
Rules. It's not about rules.
rules exactly, and that's exactly
Can't
how I
hold
was
me
gonna.
down.
This is exactly how I was gonna word it.
And really, how can you even define how fast a speed run really is? Because you can't tell me how fast I am. That's just
It's like
It's 2018. You can't do that.
it's like someone who's 300 pounds could do a speed run
In real life.
in real life to a finish line, and then the same run could be done by someone who's 180 pounds. And who's going to win? You can't say who would win, though.
Speed is just subjective.
That's exactly it.
So now we're in a new area of the game, and this is well. Why don't you go into it a little bit about this location with these brand new enemies we haven't seen yet?
well, some of these enemies, as I said, they're all based off of the guy in the beginning of the game in the wheelchair. This guy here, he's just the fatter version of him.
Very cool. And that actually on your left is a big wheelchair that can fit all these people in it, and that's from the wheelchair mod. You can actually get installed in it. It doesn't actually. It's more of a cosmetic thing. It doesn't really add much to the gameplay, but it gives a bit of backstory on the wheel. There's another wheelchair one up ahead on the right. So just a lot of wheelchair mods we threw in because, I mean, it gives the game a lot more to look at. And that you can see all these people here that came from those wheelchairs. And it wouldn't have come to life without this great mod. So
And where can you get this mod?
you can get it at 4guyswhogame.com/wordpress.com, and you just take your mouse and you just click on the mods folder, and that's where you're gonna find that bad boy. So you can get as many wheelchairs as you want. We put in about 4,050 roughly wheelchairs, so you'll see those throughout the game through this speed
which
run.
folder?
On the mods folder, yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
It is.
Actually, for our next playthrough of Bloodborne, we're going to put 4 Guys Who Game on every wheelchair. So look out for that when we replay this in another speedrun.
Okay, so really quick here, I'm gonna go through some item descriptions to explain some of the lore. So right here we have the bloodstone shard. As you can see here, it says it's a solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which does not crystallize is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. So really, as you can see by the shape of it, you can tell that this game is sponsored by Trojan condoms. The stone coming down into that bloody thing, that bloody scraper there, that's actually a Trojan condom. As it says, a solid shard that forms in cold blood. Cold blood in the Japanese language, it can actually also be translated condom. So a solid shard that forms in condom. So it's actually talking about penis.
Something that I really appreciate Ambros is that he's actually a person of the world and different cultures, and he really studies his stuff before he says anything, because he would hate to get something like that so wrong and inaccurate. So something I really appreciate about Ambros is that he does that.
You know what? I really appreciate that about myself as well. That I'm so cultured.
And one thing I want to kind of announce, this is kind of a first time for our live stream, is that we're actually partnering with change.org. And 4 Guys Who Game is actually fighting for the rest of the world to get condoms, free countries or not, which is one really cool thing that 50% of tonight's donations are going to go to Aaron's mom's birthday, and the other 50% are going to go to worldwide condoms. We just really want to spread the latex, essentially. Safe sex for everyone. That's the world I'm fighting for. That's the world that Four Guys Who Game is fighting for. So if you just want to go to 4guyswhogame /wordpress.com and you just want to hit the safe sex folder, you're going to find a link to change.org where you're going to find our campaign to bring safe sex into the world.
Which folder?
The safe sex folder. It's to the left of the mods folder.
Oh yeah.
And think of it this way: as latex stretches, so does our love for you stretch in the stretchy manner of latex. So thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I'm still speedrunning through this same area. And really, that's something that that most speedrunners wouldn't do. But I'm just trying to be very thorough in my speedrun. Just because that's what I hear the best of the best do. So.
Before you were saying you were trying to kill every enemy, and that includes empty wooden barrels, lanterns,
Yeah.
ladders, etc. If you can, are ladders destroyable in this mod?
Ladders?
Ladders.
In this mod, this is actually the non-destroyable ladder mod.
Okay.
So not on this one, but you can get mods where you can destroy
Very cool.
even the walls.
We'll
So,
have our IT guy install that sometime in the near future.
yeah. So keep your eyes open for that in the near future.
Hey Carl,
See?
I've heard that you've gone through some very traumatic family problems lately. Can you just kind of go into depth so that we can kind of get to know you a little bit better on a more personal level? I know you're here just for this one episode for now, but we just we really want to treat Four Guys as a family, you know? So if you can just go into depth about your family a little bit, that'd be great.
Yeah, you know Kevin McAllister. He cooked his craft dinner. He got it ready. Put it on the table, and the two men came unannounced.
So this is Carl. Thank you for that little bit of insight and just really getting deep with us. We really appreciate your honesty. Thank you for that.
And I know it must be hard to go through those events and to watch it on screen every year at Christmas time. So thank you very much for sharing that part of your life with us.
And I know it's not Christmas, but it's Valentine's Day coming up right away. But the fact that you'd be able to share such an explicit memory from your Christmas day, come Valentine's Day, I know this two are not connected at all, but the fact that you're able to share that really means a lot to us. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I've just got another donation here. This one is from Aaron from Wisconsin, and he says, Carl, your story about the mac and cheese and two unannounced guys really brought up tears to my eyes, and I just want to donate $40 to your craft dinner fund, and I really hope that those two guys will knock on the door next time without just walking in and eating your food. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Wow. Sorry, what was his name?
Aaron from Wisconsin.
Thank
That's
you.
his full name.
Aaron from Wisconsin. Thank you.
Do you have any words that you just want to share to encourage Aaron from Wisconsin?
Like if Aaron from Wisconsin was watching this on that camera right now, what would he?
Can you just make eye contact so you kind of look into his...
Yeah, don't
Zoom in on the eye contact. I just want to get a full HD.
Yeah.
don't forget the cheese.
And really, do any of us want to forget the cheese? So, and as you can see, I cheesed my way through.
That's another word for finesse, which is the cheese mod. You can get at Four Guys UK.
Where the hell is this cheese mod available?
.com.
And speaking of cheese, we just want to let you know that we're being sponsored by Trojan condoms on this video.
Cheese flavor.
If you didn't get enough
Sharp
cheese on its
cheddar.
own, they got cheese flavored condoms.
And you're gonna probably the people watching the stream right now are wondering why are you guys laughing so much? We're actually cheesing right now, which is part of the cheese mod. And these tears coming from my eyes taste like cheddar.
You know what? I just like to say thank you to Kraft for the Cheese Whiz sponsor.
Yeah.
It's 50% cheese, 50%
What was the other half whiz?
whiz. Yeah. So
Shat my pants.
so Cheese Whiz, they're a great sponsor for us. And
Cheese, my pants.
So these two guys coming up, I've actually never been able to beat them. These are the two cheese kings that Rose is about to battle right now, and he seems to knock down one cheese with relative ease. So how are you gonna, keep cheesing through this game?
well, just holding R2 really helps.
Okay, what does that button do?
Charges up your weapon, and you can really do a good slam attack on them. Really cheesing them over. So
Really cool.
as you can see, this elevator, you can pull this lever here, and the elevator moves upwards. So as you can see, we're at a time of culture where there's actually this kind of technology. And in Ireland, in ancient times, ancient Ireland, they were the first to invent elevators. So props
I haven't seen this bridge before.
props to this game for being so accurate.
Oh, and coming up here. Oh, there must be a glitch. The Lucasfilm boulder isn't coming down.
Here it
Oh,
comes
there we
in
go.
all of its
It's just
radiant
there's just a
glory.
little bit of where.
We just put the delay mod on.
That's correct. Yeah, the delay mod. It's really cool when you're. It actually adds an additional challenge to a speedrun because everything takes longer, which is why Ambros here has been doing the same part for the last 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah.
Oh, and here we see this guy's name is Cheese King Revived, and he's coming back for one more cheese.
This is actually the 5th boss. Every time you see one of these big fat guys, they're actually one of the bosses. And a lot of people wouldn't count them as bosses, but they're bigger than most other enemies. So I'd say they're boss material.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if we've ever seen someone get to the end of the game in such a short amount of time here, but you'll be approaching the last boss pretty soon, right?
Pretty soon, yeah. Here
There
it
he
is.
Oh,
Oh, they call him
wow.
the Big Cheese.
So this is the last
cheese.
boss, correct?
Last boss of the game.
wow.
As you can see, I'm going to anal canyon him.
Don't you think that's a little explicit for our viewers?
Well,
I think
You have to get used to it at one point or another.
this video is gonna get demonetized, guys.
Oh, damn.
We got a very generous donations
Alright.
already, so I think we're
Quickly
okay.
before we go.
So it's just some wrap up comments from Carl here about Home Alone.
Will there be a Home Alone 2? Could you tell me that? Do you think it'll be Home Alone twice at some point?
Do you know what Kevin did to them?
I don't. I haven't even been Home Alone once, so I don't know what'll happen.
There's your answer.
All right, some wrapping up comments from
Gibraltar. here.
Gibraltar.
So we just actually beat the final boss, which is pretty cool. The Big Cheese. So we're just kind of wrapping up the last of the cheddar here. So thanks to everyone that tuned in on this stream. You can catch us every single weekend.
world record.
Yeah, World Star. Ambros, any final comments?
you know, just remember whenever you're trying your own speed runs at home, just don't get discouraged. Keep playing through, and you know, just count regular enemies as bosses every now and then it'll make the game a lot easier for you.
Okay, Lenny, any closing comments?
You know, I need to try out this cheese whiz that you speak of. It sounds so profound. We don't have it back where I'm from, and I feel like I'm at a loss with all the cheesing. I don't understand the cheese and what it really means.
Okay.
No, sometimes you just have to get in on the whiz to really get the cheese. So
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And one last thing, guys. Remember to count.
forget the
Don't
cheese.
count your days. Make your days count.
Like,
And,
subscribe,
spay-
cheese.
Like, subscribe in
and
the-
neuter
in
your
the
pets. That's
below.
That's a big one.
Neuter your pets.
I can zoom in there.